I was in second grade. I probably need to give more backstory before I cut to the car scene. My mom was always a stubborn woman, and she raised me to be a stubborn woman and to stick to my guts. And she also really pushed empathy into me. She nurtured me as an empathetic being. And I remember as a kid, I would drive by pastures because I grew up in Texas, and I'd be in the car with my great aunt and my cousin, and I'd look out at the cows and think like, wow, that's so nice, that's so pretty. And then my cousin one time told me like, yeah, you know, that's what they make burgers out of, like, you know, chicken nuggets made out of chickens. And like that was kind of my first introduction to meat, and like where it came from, its source. And I remember my great aunt always telling me like, oh wait, she wasn't my great aunt, she was my step grandmother. We don't keep in touch with these people anymore, sorry. But she told me they give them a shot, they give the cows a shot, and they go to sleep. And then, you know, they use their bodies to make burgers after they've lived a long, healthy life. And so that was reality to my understanding. So cut to me in like second grade, running up to the car to like slide in my seat and go to school. And there's just a pamphlet of death waiting for me. And I picked up the little like brochure or whatever while my mom was getting something out of the house, and it was just like, I have to really like put myself back in that seat for a second. But I remember seeing the chickens like shoulder to shoulder, you know, just molting their feathers at like an unnatural rate, like partly bald, smushed chickens, like standing in their own feces in these tiny little metal crates. There were pictures of cows being like held up by their ankles, like in metal shackles, and like the workers like hacking off their limbs, like they would cut their, it was very descriptive, they would like cut their throats and the blood would just, but they're not dead yet all the time. And so they start, it's not funny, but it's, after all of that happened, there was a solid like 2 weeks. I remember that I like would bawl my eyes out every single night when my mother would lay me down, or if I had a moment of like, you know, stillness, those images would just come back into my head. And I remember like getting on PETA's website because I had a desktop, which was like new for me in second grade, and I would look at these images and read their website. I was just totally disturbed. And I remember my mother holding me and, you know, feeling really shitty. That happened when I was like 6 or 7, and so for the next 10 years I just didn't, I never ate meat. Until I became almost an adult, I started eating meat again, because I was very picky about where it was sourced. I kind of like justified it in my head. But yeah,